Hey out there, happy Monday. Hope you guys had an amazing weekend. You're in for a treat today. I'm making a 3 to 4 minute video on a subject that I don't really like to talk about. However, I just made an 11-minute video and it disappeared. And I like listening to myself after I make a video. Today's subject is going to be saving money, and this has not been a popular subject with me. Whenever it's been brought up in the past, I've always tried to hide or at least shrunk away because I've never been able to do it. No matter what I've tried to sock a little bit of money away and then always dipped into it. It's not like I'm a frivolous spender or I'm going out and buying fancy this or fancy that. I just could never get into saving. Could you identify with that? So I'm here to tell you how I stumbled upon a secret. It's really not a secret, but it's a secret to me up until a couple of years ago. There's a way to save money that's painless. And when I read these books, and there's some books out there, there's hundreds or thousands of books on how to save money. They give you all kinds of good savings tips as far as spend. The bottom line is spend less than what you make and put the difference away. I've just never been able to do it. Maybe you can. I can never get there. So, that's the problem. I can't save any money. What's the solution? Now the solution, before I tell you the solution, and I bet you can kind of guess where I'm going with this. But before I tell you what the solution is, I'm going to tell you it needs to fit into a couple different categories for it to work for me. One of them is, it can't be too easy to get the money. You know, if I have it in a savings account at the bank, and I come across a new couch, or Diane does, or a new car, like sometimes I want to get. I'm trying to be funny. I'm not really going out and just spending money whenever it comes in. However, I'm making a point here. Something comes up and I go to the bank and I dip into the savings and I take it out and I go and buy something. And then the little bit amount of money that I have left, in my mind, not my brain, in my mind, it says, well, there's hardly anything left. You might as well dip into the rest of it. And I'm not happy to say that that's how my mind works, but it is. Instant gratification a lot of times. I've never been able to save money. All right, so it has to be not that easy for me to get to. It has to be tangible as well. You know, I've been hearing a lot of stuff about cryptocurrencies and different things like that. I just don't know enough about it. I know this. I can't touch it. And because I can't touch it, maybe because I'm getting older, it's not for me. It's just not for me. So I need something to be also tangible. And last but not least, I need gratification in the form of my money needs to grow exponentially. If I'm putting 10% of my income away, I know that there's some merit to that. But my mind interprets that as this. 10% in does not equal up to that much money over the course of a week or a month or a year or even 10 years. My mind automatically goes there. What's it going to be worth in 10 years? And oh my goodness, it's only going to be worth that. Then why do it at all? And again, I'm not happy with this train of thought. I'm not. I'm just being honest with you. Maybe you guys can relate. Maybe you guys have a forced savings account at work, 401k or a retirement or something. I never held a job long enough to be able to do something like that. So maybe you guys are different. But I bet you there's somebody out there that can relate to where I'm coming from. So I need to have all those categories satisfied for me to be saving money. So the problem is I can't save money. What's the solution? I'm going to tell you what the solution is. I know you guys are at the edge of your seat, wondering, what the heck is the solution? And I'm not going to tell you just yet. Before I tell you what it is, first I want to tell you about this phrase that I'm going to say that I coined. From broke worker to work broker. That is catchy. When I say coined a phrase, I think of Paris Hilton back in the 90s when she said, that's hot. And then she made big bucks off of it. I think I saw t-shirts. Maybe I can get some t-shirts made up. I thought of this because one of my friends who does some work for me was referred over to a family member of mine. He did awesome work because he does high quality work and he's a high quality guy. And then he was referred over to somebody else from that person. And then he called another guy that I use, and they're both over there working. And I was like, man, that's awesome. I love that. And that's when I came up with the phrase. So anyway, if you want to start using it, you could throw my name out there if you want. From broke worker to work broker. All right, so here, without further ado, and I don't think I ever said further ado. Is that ADO? Anyway, without further ado, here's a solution to your problem if you can't save. It's real estate. You probably guessed, right? Now here's the, what's that called? The nugget at the end. It's buy and hold. Buy and hold real estate. Now, one of my friends told me that I could come across as slightly obsessed with real estate investing. I don't know about obsessed. Possibly. Possibly, I should tone it down a little bit for somebody that doesn't want to get into it full time. So, I'm here to tell you why this works for someone like me that has always had a problem with savings. It fits into those three categories. So I leave a bunch of equity in these houses. Yes, I can go get it, but it would take me probably 3 or 4 months to extract that cash. Well, a couple days goes by after I look at that beautiful couch that maybe I want in my living room, then I don't think about it anymore. So 3 or 4 months, it's going to take me to get the cash out. I think I'll leave it in there. Tangible, that was the other category. I can go and touch the property. I could touch it. I could see the bricks. I could see the drywall. And I like that. You like that? I like that. Not like cryptocurrency. Hey, where is it? Where is it? I can't. Anyway, you get the picture. And third, grows exponentially. Like when I was talking about socking away 10%. For me, and again, I'm not knocking people that do it. A matter of fact, there's a level of respect that I have for somebody that has had the integrity and the know-how to always sock money away for that rainy day. It reminds me of that cartoon where the cricket was out playing and the ants were working, right? And he was laughing at the ants, but when winter came, that cricket went down into the ant nest thing where they accumulated all the food from all that work. Anyway, make a long story short, this fits into all three of those categories. And when I talk about exponential growth, I'm talking about the amount of money that I put in compared to how it grows is so much bigger and so much more exciting to me with real estate than a savings account or even a stock market account or anything like that. And I didn't put this into the category, but I was forced into this. I didn't have any money to start with. So a lot of these investments, whether it's stocks or bonds or other things, you got to have money to start with in order for it to start growing. I didn't have any money. So real estate was really probably the only way I could do it. When I talk about exponential growth, I'm talking about this. If you put $100 away and it grows at 2% interest or something, you could track that growth, and it's building. But in real estate, it's not based on the investment. I've made videos about this, so I'm not going to go into detail about it. But it's not based on the amount that you invested. It's based on the property itself and the value of the property. So I've made other videos that you should watch about leverage, using other people's money. And man, when you talk about getting obsessed with something, finding something that finally works, I'm here trying to tell everybody about it. So, like my friend said, maybe I should tune it down a little bit. Tone it down a little bit. So you don't have to get into real estate full time and be obsessed with it for this to work. All you have to do is just get one more piece of property. One more piece of property. And I've gone into details about that too in another video. How one piece of property could change your life in the future because it's growing. And it's not that hard. So, you deserve success, just like everybody else out there. There's plenty of wealth to go around. It's not scarce. It's abundant. Until next time.